I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last. And they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa Parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.
The following program was pre-recorded.
Welcome to the C Auto Show. Our automotive experts, Aaron Clements and Ryan Mooney, are ready to roll and about to crank it up at the CCB studio. Here's your chance to get free advice, timely tips, and expert information about your car, truck, van, or SUV. It's the C Auto Show.
Welcome back to the C Auto Show, and I am Aaron Clements.
I'm John Ryan.
And we are here to share information with you. Our goal is to give you information to make your car, truck, or SUV safer, to make it more dependable, and to make it last longer for less money and less hassle. And we have several methods to do that, but our preferred method is by the telephone. And we love that because we get a chance to talk to you. And our main thing that we enjoy doing is talking and answering those questions and giving some advice. You can also catch us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/CC Auto Show. And if you would, when you're there, one of the ways that we have of finding out what you like and what you don't like is for you to hit the little like button down there and let us know. So do that if it's something that you enjoy, hit that for us, and we will know to do a little more of that and a little less of the stuff that you don't like. Okay, now we're getting ready to fire this up. Just before we do, we will say that if you have a vehicle,
and that was very redundant.
if you would like to build a relationship with automotive repair facility almost anywhere in the country, you could just go to NapaAutoCare.com and you can do a search and find a list of shops. Go to their website and you will be able to see if the shop matches what you need done.
Yeah.
Also give them a call. You might even go by and visit. Also, if you have a problem and you're out on the road, you can go to NapaAutoCare.com to find a good repair facility. And John Ryan, are we ready to fire it up?
Yeah, I'm going to crank this one up that you just did a tune-up on.
I knew that was coming. Now, let's fire up the stick. That's the one I did the tune-up on. That joker sounds good. Okay, so the show is cranked up, and we are ready to go. And we will be doing one of the things that we enjoy doing most, and that is going to one of our callers, which in this case it's David in Georgia. Good morning, David, and welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Good morning. Glad to talk to you, Mr. Clements.
That goes both ways.
I was at my local Chrysler dealership. I get my oil changed, and it's got 100,000 miles. It's a 2500 Cummins.
Mm-hmm.
And the transmission, I don't do a lot of pulling with it, but I asked the guy there, the service advisor, I said, I want to do a transmission flush. And he said, I do not advise it. He says that it tear the transmission up. So I'm asking your expert opinion.
David, I unfortunately totally disagree.
Yeah.
Totally disagree, especially on that truck. That truck makes an awful amount of torque. I mean, it's very powerful. Of course, you know that. I mean, it's a powerful vehicle. That transmission, I don't want to say it is the weak link of that truck, just simply because that engine is bulletproof. There's nothing that goes wrong with that with proper maintenance. The transmission is essentially doing all the work. It's what's physically making that vehicle go down the road. Those transmissions, they have had some issues, in the past, and the thing that kind of helped eliminate those issues was fluid service. At 100,000 miles, I'm assuming it's never been done, correct?
I bought it secondhand, so I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
But I always change mine at 50 and 100.
Right. So assuming that even it hasn't been done, I think now is the prime time to do it. If you don't do it now, you're going to get, and you did further into that mileage bracket to where it if it's 200,000 miles and you did tow with it, we may lean that way to say, just get the goodie out of it. And, of course, obviously at that point, when it failed, you would replace the transmission. But being at 100,000 miles, I would recommend servicing it, especially, again, just simply because that transmission's had some issues and they were all steamed from basically transmission fluid breaking down.
Mm-hmm. And David, John Ryan can tell you all of those technical parts, but I'm going to just put it in the way that I look at it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Whenever you have an item with that many fast-moving parts and they're metal and it gets as hot as it does, it absolutely has to break loose little metal particles. Right. Now, they may be very fine metal particles and it may be very slow, but it has to do that. And also any fluid that you get that's slippery over time, when it gets hot, it builds it. Now, now, no doubt yours with you in light use, it's going to have to be. You'll probably have to change it less often. I think when fluid gets to about 175, actually, in temperature, actually you can go 100,000 miles pretty easy on the fluid.
Absolutely.
But most fluid runs 195, and then when you move on up to 195, it drops on down to about 60 or 70,000 miles.
Yeah, and then you put a 30-foot gooseneck camper, and it's running about 220.
Exactly. Then it drops on down to about 25 or 30,000 miles. So the heat is what breaks down the fluid. So I'm going to have to go along with John Ryan on the disagree, and I do feel like the fluid would need to be changed. Now, I will agree that it varies from vehicle to vehicle on how often, because of the design. Some vehicles run cooler transmission fluid, and the fluid lasts longer. Other driving habits are different.
Like if that truck had a tuner on it and you hauled a Bobcat every day, it may be a different scenario.
Yeah. But I do also feel that on any transmission, a time comes to where the fluid needs to be changed. Mm-hmm.
Well, now you do this at your shop out off of Wrightsboro Road, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So all I do is make an appointment. Do y'all use the BG product in that?
Yes, sir, we can. Absolutely.
Oh, well, and let me ask you, a normal transmission flush, y'all have the equipment to do that, I'm sure.
We do, yes,
and
sir.
What does that normally run?
Normally on the transmission flush, now that one I'm not sure which fluid that one takes, and the type fluid is critical.
Yeah, that one takes ATF4.
Yeah, on the ATF4, but you would run between 225 and 250, right around in that range.
That sounds like a major savings on a transmission to me.
Big time, and if you add it up over the course of 100 years, you're only doing it one time for a long, long period of time.
Well, I will be calling y'all next week. Thank you so much, Mr. Clements.
Yes, and we thank you. Okay,
Bye-bye.
The number to call is 706-863-5800, and we will give the Tech Tip quiz real quickly because with the and then we will we will go to the next caller. I'm having a rough time this morning. Okay, the winner will receive, along with the Fame and Glory, Fame and Glory, a CNC Auto Show coffee cup, hat, and of course the highly sought after Tech Tip quiz golf shirt. And here is the question. You are on an island in the middle of a lake. The lake is a remote part of the country, and there has never been a bridge connecting the island to the mainland. Every day, a truck and wagon gives hay rides around the island. Puzzled as to how the truck had gotten on the island, you asked around and find that the truck was not transported to the island by boat or by air, nor built on the island. Explain how the truck got there. If you know the answer, you'll be a Tech Tip quiz winner. And John Ryan, you want to go to the next caller?
Yeah, let's go over to Rick.
Okay. Hello, Rick. Welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Appreciate the show every week.
Well, thank you for calling.
I've got a 1994 Ranger that actually runs still really well, but I'm having trouble with the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge. The fuel gauge I'm not too worried about because I'm pretty sure it's the sending unit in the tank, but I just run it a certain number of miles and put fuel in it. But the temperature gauge does not work, and at times when I pull up at the house, especially when it's been hot, I actually hear what sounds like water boiling under the hood for maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes. and that it might be running a little bit hot. I haven't seen any steam. I haven't had any problems with it, but I was trying to figure out if that would that be a thermostat or would there be a deeper problem there that would have to get that temperature gauge to work?
Okay, it does sound like you most likely have two different problems. If it is boiling over, in fact, of course, that's going to be an overheating issue. And you mentioned, tell us one more time about when it seems to overheat. Does it seem to overheat after you've been driving it for a while and you switch it off, or is this at idle that you can hear the water boiling?
No, it's usually after I drive home from work in the afternoon. Don't do it in the morning because it's a lot cooler, but in the afternoon,
okay.
Especially since it's gotten hotter, I'll pull up and shut the car off. And
right.
Again, I don't see anything leaking on the ground or anything. I just get
but you just
sounds
hear it.
like water boiling.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got an idea.
What you got?
Well, two things. One, until you get that fixed, you may want to go to Home Depot and buy one of them little temp guns.
Yeah, a little.
And so you'll know
infrared
what
one.
temperature it is, because you don't want to cut it off and it be like 250 degrees and melt you inside
That
of
was
your
a
engine.
plug for Home Depot. We're
Yeah,
going to
it
send
was.
them a bill.
Yeah, go to Home Depot. Okay, now the other thing though, and this is killing me telling all this information that I just have to say. But here's what can happen: it's possible that your engine is not running hot. It's very possible, and I have seen this before. The radiator cap's job is to hold about 12 to 14 psi pressure on the system. And what that does is increase the boiling point. Okay, a lot of engines normally run somewhere around 210, 220. Yeah. So in other words, you could be running 210, 220, and unless pressure is on it, it will boil, and you'll cut it off, and it'll boil over. So that's my quick shot there.
Well, you didn't tell him he could have a bad radiator
Would
cap.
that be something I could replace?
Yeah, I was saying you may have a bad cap. But what I'm saying is you need to know the temperature of that engine before any kind of decisions made on what to do.
I got one question about the actual gauge itself, Rick. Is the gauge just as far as it looks like it's all the way cold, or is it all the way hot? Where's the needle?
Yeah, it's all the way to the left. It doesn't move at all.
Okay.
Neither does the fuel gauge. And,
Right.
you know, I got the truck used, but it runs really good, and I don't really want to do anything with it but keep driving it until the wheels fall off of it. But
well, the reason I say, too, is, you know, depending, those coolant gauges are kind of notorious for failing, and also so is the coolant temperature sending unit. But one thing I was thinking of, and this is, again, without seeing the vehicle, we could go in several different ways. The coolant temperature sensor does not read air, meaning if the coolant had an air pocket or if the coolant wasn't full, it's impossible for it to read because there's no water going across the temperature sensor. Have you checked the coolant in the vehicle?
yeah, it has plenty of antifreeze and it's full. It does have a small leak at the bottom hose occasionally.
Right.
And I've talked to one repair shop when they were doing an oil change. It said that, you know, it needed to be fixed, but it was nothing crucial. It drips out occasionally, but he said when it's running high pressure is when it does that.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't do it all the time, and I'm not losing more than, 10, 12 drops at a time. So I check the reservoir and fill it up periodically, but it's not, it's not leaking very bad at all. So maybe it's getting air there.
Rick, I'm leaning toward mention and do one thing. There's a single wire that goes to the sending unit. Where's the sending unit on that truck?
Like dead center, right on the top of the engine.
Yeah,
right
that's what I was thinking. Easy to get to. Take that one wire off, cut the key on, emergency brake on, engine not running, and just ground that wire. Stick it to a block somewhere. And then just kind of momentarily touch it, and have someone, while you're doing that, sitting inside the car. If you touch that and that gauge moves, that means that the wiring and the gauge itself is okay, and that would put it at about a 90% probability that if you put like a $10 coolant temp sensor in there, that it's going to fix that problem. If it don't, and it's in the dash, you might say, well, I'm going to buy me a temp gun and do it that way.
Okay.
But then stick you a radiator cap on it also, and just see how it goes.
All right, Aaron.
Okay? All right. The number to call is 706-863-5800. And we're going to take a real quick break. When we return, we'll be getting some callers concerning the song trivia quiz, but also we'll talk about a 78 Firebird that belonged to the Rockford Files. We'll be back.
Aaron Clements for Napa Auto Care Center.
Regular maintenance is the key to getting the most out of your vehicle, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice trust and peace of mind when finding a repair center for your automobile. Napa Auto Care Centers are built around a high-quality standard whereby independent repair business owners are invited to join based on integrity, qualifications, and expertise. That's how Napa Auto Care ensures that you get the best-in-class service that you deserve. From routine maintenance to major repairs, you are covered with ASE-certified technicians who use high-quality Napa parts and provide exceptional work that you can feel confident about, knowing it's backed by a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. With the largest network of independent technicians in the U.S., a Napa Auto Care Center is sure to be near wherever you may be.
Thanks, Aaron. For a list of Napa Auto Care Centers near you, go to napaautocare.com or dial 1-800-LET-NAPA.
What's the smart way to buy a nice used car, Aaron?
You have two routes that you can go, Sherry. You can decide what you want and what you plan to spend. Then you can hit the internet to find a car, take your weekend or time off work, and go look for the car, and then hope that the person who's selling the car is honest and that the title is good, because once you buy it, you are on your own. The second way, my personal favorite, is to trust an honest and dependable professional who has been in the automobile business for over 30 years. And instead of spending your weekend looking at cars, you can ask your used car advisor to find a vehicle that you really want. If he doesn't already have it in stock, then you confidently buy the car from Philip Hawkins at Philip Hawkins Motor Company. Call 803-593-5990 or visit their showroom at 2000 Jefferson Davis Highway in Graniteville, South Carolina. For more information, go to hawkinsmc.com.
Thanks, Aaron. I'll call Philip Hawkins today. Thanks for listening to the C Auto Show with Aaron Clements and Ryan Mooney, two real live automotive maintenance and repair experts who actually work on all kinds of vehicles every week. So they're always up to date on what's happening in the automotive world. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, so don't you dare touch that dial.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "because I said so," or "Don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Oh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
If you are looking for a Napa Auto Care Center to service and repair your vehicle, consider Nuttall Tire. Nuttall Tire is located at 2405 Millwood Avenue. Nuttall Tire are your tire experts, and they provide professional automotive services, including all major and minor repairs. Most repairs come with a 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty with the Napa name to back it up. They have been providing automotive service to the Lexington, Dentsville, and surrounding areas for over 30 years. That's over 3 generations of family-owned and operated service. It's their family serving yours. Nuttall's Tire has a nice, comfortable waiting room with free Wi-Fi where you can relax with a cup of their fresh coffee, or they are happy to provide local shuttle service back to your home or office. To request a quote, make an appointment, or to learn more about Nuttall's Tire, give them a call at 803-254-7988 or visit their website at nuttalltire.com.
Let's head back down to Aaron and JR at the CCB studio.
We are back with you with the C Auto Show, and the first Rockford Files Firebird was a 1974 gold exterior, tan interior Firebird Spirit with a 400 cubic inch engine, and all the cars used for the show came from Pontiac. While filming the first season, it was decided that due to the hard driving and stunts they needed, 78 Firebirds were formulas. Neat little trivia.
How about that?
Very nice. And if you have a question about your car, truck, or SUV, give us a call, 706-863-5800. And John Ryan, who will we be talking to?
Looks like Ron there.
I think that's perfect. Hey, Ron, good morning and welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Good morning, fellas. It's good to be heard. You know, if I'm gonna sit in this Corvette, I'm gonna have to sit in Aaron's lap, and I just wanted to be noticed now. I want you to keep your hands to yourself.
Hands to myself. What's gonna be tricky is trying to buckle up. That's gonna be the hard part. Everybody can squeeze in though. We'll get everybody in there. It'll work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another little piece of trivia. You know, James Garner was a stunt driver before he became an actor. And he done all his stunts until the show became a hit, and then they couldn't take the risk of him getting injured, so he had to stop doing the stunts.
You know, I barely remember that.
That's kind of like how we stopped you from climbing up ladders now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they don't like me to climb ladders anymore, Ron.
Unless you want to see a good show.
Yeah, but the last time I refused to get in the ambulance, so it's
well, always remember to dial 911 first, and then all you have to do is hit the other one, and then you know, it saves time.
You can hit the other one on your way down.
Yeah.
Guys, with that trivia question that you got, I think.
Wait a second, Ron. If you're going to answer the song trivia quiz, the tech tip quiz, we have to put you on stage first. That's a must.
Nope. I ain't scared.
You be careful up there, Ron. Okay,
well,
here we go.
Before that truck was on an island, it was on a hill.
Uh-huh.
And then they built a dam.
Ooh. That's you gave that a lot of thought, didn't you, Ron?
Oh, absolutely.
But unfortunately, ooh.
Oh, come on.
That had to hurt, Ron.
Get out of the Corvette.
At my age, with all the women in my life, I'm grown accustomed to it. I've led a foghorn existence, almost like a Forrest Gump foghorn existence.
Well, Ron, life's like a box of chocolates. You just never know when you're going to get the foghorn.
That's true. Hey, look, guys, answer me this.
Uh-huh.
With these people out in Texas, now I think people in Texas are the most wonderful people on earth,
mm-hmm.
and I feel sorry for the life that's been lost out there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're given the ability to carry on a job to create the wealth that would buy some of those big SUVs,
mm-hmm.
and the mental capacity that it takes to fill out a payment schedule and all that,
mm-hmm.
why would you risk going across a open body of water, a torrent of water,
mm-hmm.
and not know that vehicle was going to float and go downstream?
Yeah, that was a very, very unfortunate thing. And you're right. It seems like some testing would have been done first. And that's, I think a lot of things like that, lessons can be learned the hard way. And no doubt they were that time, big time. So I agree with you. Not enough testing.
Not enough testing. Now, you know, and God forbid, I know we may not have that problem around here,
mm-hmm.
but it's not worth the chance you take when you get into water that's over your door seal.
No.
When it goes over your door seal, it's too deep.
Yeah, and I'll give a real quick tip on that. If we do happen to have any flooding, do not assume how deep the water is. If you see some water over a road and it's kind of covering a section, don't assume that it's only 2 or 3 feet. Turn around, go the other way if you have to, but don't try to go through water, because we have replaced a lot of engines. Now, of course, that I know of in this area, nobody's ever died doing something like that, but once that engine sucks up that water, that baby is gone. It's a boat anchor after that. Yeah, it is. It's a pile of metal after that.
I was thinking about like the sewer caps. Surely they have to float away.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit a sewer cap. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is. All right. Great tips,
fellas,
Ron.
Fellas, y'all have a great weekend and make her safe.
You do the same. Thank you, Ron. Bye-bye. And the number to call, 706-863-5800 if you got a question about your car, truck, or SUV, or an answer to the Tech Tip quiz. And who will we be talking to?
Let's go straight to Charles, Aaron.
Perfect. And good morning, Charles. Welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Aaron.
All right.
John Ryan.
Good morning.
And Mr. David Studios. How y'all doing this morning?
Everybody's doing good, and our producers Sherry and Bo, they said good morning also.
They need some love.
Oh yeah,
too.
well, yeah, okay. Well, I didn't catch the show when you first came on, so I didn't catch everybody's
You're
name.
trying to come out of that hole, aren't you?
Yeah.
Everybody down there at the world famous studios on Telfair Street.
We're trying to get that part off. We did that as kind of a joking type deal.
Okay, and also
I was in Japan last week watching it.
Okay.
Can I get you to repeat the question?
Oh, absolutely, you can. Picture this now. You're on an island in the middle of a lake. The lake is in a remote part of the country, and there's never been a bridge connecting the island to the mainland. Every day, a truck and wagon gives hay rides around the island. Puzzled as to how the truck had gotten onto the island, you ask around and find out that the truck was not transported to the island by boat or by air, nor was it built on the island. Explain how the truck got there. And I'll mention that John Ryan didn't have the answer to this in the beginning.
I still don't.
So he asked me to repeat the question during the break because he was kind of interested in it too.
Nah, I just
but
feel
we need to
twice
set
too.
you up on stage if you plan to try to answer it, Charles.
Yes, sir. I'm
All right.
going to still go with what I was
Okay,
thinking.
we're ready. You go ahead.
Okay, I know the other fellow put a lot of thought into it, but I didn't hear all of it. But I'm gonna still say what I was. It was brought on. It was put on there by an amphibious boat.
Amphibious.
Yeah.
Did it carry a foghorn?
Oh, Charles.
Okay. Ain't no problem, man. Ain't no problem.
You'll make it,
I
man.
ain't got my thinking cap on this morning.
Charles,
I got
appreciate
my cap
it.
on, but I got my cap on, but it's my bulldog cap. It ain't my thinking cap. I need to put my CNC cap on.
Yeah,
I'll be
man.
all
Put
right.
that one on, and then you'll get it right after that.
And then I have to put one of my tech tip quiz shirts. And
You got a bunch of those. You probably got a closet full of those, Charles.
I got some of them that got too small for us. So next time I win, I hope you got a free X.
We'll get one. All right.
Okay, man. Hey, you two fellas and the gentleman Dave, y'all have a great day today,
All right.
okay?
You too. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Okay, number to call, 706-863-5800. We got a minute. You want to let's go ahead and grab one?
Yeah, if we can do it
Let's
real
go ahead
quick.
and do it. Hey, James.
We got 1 minute.
We were going to set you up on stage really quick, and it shows here that you may have the answer to the Tech Tip quiz. And what is it?
Reminds me of a trip I took to Michigan in the summertime.
Uh-huh.
And in the winter, they moved lots of stuff across that frozen water. I figure that's what they did in this case, too.
Whoa, is that possible that would be the answer? John Ryan, what do we do? That is it. You are absolutely right. It was driven over in winter when the lake was frozen. And you are a Tech Tip quiz winner. And this is amazing. This is a big day for you, man. You win the Tech Tip quiz shirt and also CNC Auto Show hat, CNC Auto Show coffee mug. And if you stay on the line, they'll get all the information for you. And we're going to take a real quick break. And when we return, we will talk about the Batman movie, The Dark Knight, and what it featured as far as the car. And we will be back just after this.
What's the smart way to buy a nice used car, Aaron?
You have two routes that you can go, Sherry. You can decide what you want and what you plan to spend. Then you can hit the internet to find a car, take your weekend or time off work, and go look for the car, and then hope that the person who's selling the car is honest and that the title is good, because once you buy it, you are on your own. The second way, my personal favorite, is to trust an honest and dependable professional who has been in the automobile business for over 30 years. And instead of spending your weekend looking at cars, you can ask ask your used car advisor to find a vehicle that you really want. If he doesn't already have it in stock, then you confidently buy the car from Philip Hawkins at Philip Hawkins Motor Company. Call 803-593-5990 or visit their showroom at 2000 Jefferson Davis Highway in Graniteville, South Carolina. For more information, go to hawkinsmc.com.
Thanks, Aaron. I'll call Philip Hawkins today.
Aaron Clements for Napa Auto Care Center.
Regular maintenance is the key to getting the most out of your vehicle, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice trust and peace of mind when finding a repair center for your automobile. Napa Auto Care Centers are built around a high-quality standard whereby independent repair business owners are invited to join based on integrity, qualifications, and expertise. That's how Napa Auto Care ensures that you get the best-in-class service that you deserve. From routine maintenance to major repairs, you are covered with ASE-certified technicians who use high-quality Napa parts and provide exceptional work that you can feel confident about, knowing it's backed by a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. With the largest network of independent technicians in the U.S., a Napa Auto Care Center is sure to be near wherever you may be.
Thanks, Aaron. For a list of Napa Auto Care Centers near you, go to napaautocare.com or dial 1-800-LET-NAPA.
You're listening to the CNC Auto Show with Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney, two ASE certified master technicians who really appreciate you taking your time to join us today. We'll be right back with more from Aaron and John Ryan in just a couple of minutes. So stay right where you are for more great car care advice on the CNC Auto Show.
This entire piece of music was played with only two instruments, a right hand and a left hand. Hands can do incredible things, but nothing compares to using them to help save a life with hands-only CPR. If an adult suddenly collapses, call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of their chest until help arrives. Hands-only CPR is recommended by the American Heart Association, and it's incredibly easy and effective. Find out more about this latest method of CPR at handsonlycpr.org. The power to help save a life is in your hands. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
If you are a good professional automotive repair facility, consider Wetzel's Automotive. Wetzel's Automotive is a Napa Auto Care Center located at 2017 Augusta Road in West Columbia. As a Napa Auto Care Center, they follow a strict code of ethics so customers know up front what to expect. They have ASE certified technicians and a 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty on most repairs, and they have the Napa name to back it up. The Wetzel's Automotive team are true professionals with training and equipment to perform all major and minor repairs, including the more complex issues. And if you plan to keep your car for many years, Wetzel's is the place to go. They will keep you informed of preventative maintenance services that will keep your vehicle safe and dependable for many years to come. So if you are looking for a good repair facility to service your vehicle, call Wetzel's Automotive. The number to call is 803-739-2999.
Let's head back down to Aaron and JR at the CCB studio.
Welcome back to the CNC Auto Show. And the Batman movie, The Dark Knight, featured a 2005 customized Lamborghini tank. This car came stock with quite a few custom like smoke and oil dispensers, wheel slasher hubs, missile rack, tear gas dispensers, and ejection seats.
I got all that.
Yeah. Those are all special options you have to order with the vehicle when you get it. And so that now you know about the Batman. And plus, it got a great picture of the Batmobile up on the screen there. Those that are watching the facebook.com/CC Auto Show. And again, if you see things on that part that you do like, push the little like button for us so we'll know what you like about the show. Okay, now, if you're listening to this show, 706-863-5000, and you have a minute to give us a call and ask your automotive questions about your car, just give us a call. We are ready for you. Okay, now we have a theme going on this morning, and the theme also has to do with iconic cars. We talked about the Batmobile and a lot of other vehicles. One, it would be very difficult to go without mentioning a very special car, and that's the Bandit Special.
Yep.
Burt Reynolds played Bo Danville, the character of Bandit, and drove a 77 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am and Smokey and the Bandit, and 4 Pontiac Trans Ams were used for the movie, and the original Pontiac engine wasn't strong enough to power the car for the bridge scene in the movie, so they put a Chevrolet engine into the engine as the jump car.
It says they only used 4 of them.
That's what it said.
Man,
I thought they used a lot more.
Than that.
Yeah, I did too. And the movie was May 27th, 1977 was when it was released.
They had to use more than 4. Like when they crossed the interstate, they bottom it out. Things like bent.
Yeah, it seems like to me there would have been a lot more. Now, that one that was bent jumping the bridge, though, that one was the one with the Chevrolet engine.
We'll go with a total on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think they probably did have a lot more of them.
You know that bridge was also used in a lot of the Dukes of Hazzard shows? Mm-hmm. Yeah, same
I didn't know that.
Yep, sure.
Wow. But that was a very good movie, and that was a beautiful car. And no doubt, when that movie was released, everybody had to have a black Trans Am Bandit Special.
Was that engine original? That was a 440, wasn't it?
You know, I am not
6.
absolutely 400. I thought.
I think it's 440.
You might be right.
I'm not sure.
You probably are. But Bandit Special, and we had one of those in the shop not too long ago that we did a little mechanical work on, and it was a lot of fun to drive. Beautiful cars. Okay, if you have a question about your car, truck, or SUV, don't hesitate to give us a call, and we will talk about things that you might want to do to your car as you're getting ready for your trip. To go out of town. A lot of times people have summer trips lined up, and of course that extra heat puts a lot of stress on a lot of different parts. And what would you say is a very common thing in the summertime that happens?
As far as a repair?
Yeah, a repair. And then I'll tell you what I think ours is. Well, then we'll go to the phones right after that.
I would think there's 2. Of course, anything coolant related as far as antifreeze, and then of course AC.
Yeah, I would say those 2. Now, one that I was going to add in there would be batteries.
Oh yeah,
we see a lot of batteries, a lot of alternators, and what happens? One of the reasons the alternator goes bad is you have a battery's getting weak, and the alternator's trying to keep it charged up, and eventually the battery's gone, and the alternator just says, "I give up. I've been trying to keep it going. I quit." So keeping a good battery in a vehicle is very important. So have it tested for the summertime also. Okay, we are ready to go to the calls.
Okay, let's go to Chuck.
Perfect. Good morning, Chuck, and welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
I just heard John Ryan say something about a Trans Am. I didn't think sounded right. Didn't he say it had a 440 in it?
Yeah, but I think I was mistaken. I think that is a 400.
That's a Chrysler car.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking of the 446
or
pack.
455.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been a 455 pink block. It did have some of those out.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a lot of them, but they had some.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember the 455, and I remember the 400. And
I was thinking of that, the 446 pack, but that is a Mopar, isn't it? Yeah.
The 455 was more Grand Prix than it was Firebird because it was so doggone heavy. But
yeah.
For my purposes, I'd go back to the 60s and get a 421 Pontiac if I was going to make a hot car.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those in the
I don't remember those. No, not the 421.
That was my dream car. Cadillac, the Catalina 2+2 421. I think they made them 2 years.
Oh, I remember those. And as far as the cars, I don't remember the engine that much, but big beautiful cars.
Oh, they were. God. Anyway, I just wanted to pick it, John Ryan, a little bit.
Very nice.
Hey, not only you, Chuck. You can see this, Aaron. 3 text messages. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Uh-oh. We were just testing to see if people were listening.
Yeah, that was a little feedback for us.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, and I missed the tech quiz by one phone call because my cell phone dropped the call. When I called back, I was behind the guy that answered the same thing I was going to tell.
Chuck, that's just like second place.
Yeah.
Don't
Anyway,
give
have a
them
good
the foghorn now, John Ryan.
Nah, we won't do that.
Don't do
I still haven't picked up the one I won in April yet.
that. Well, it'll be here.
Don't worry. I just like playing. You have a good day.
And
We
we enjoy
appreciate
you
Chuck.
calling too, Chuck. Thank you very much. And the number to call, 706-863-5800. And, John Ryan,
Yeah,
we got to
take.
we're going to ask Richard be our next caller if he'll hold on just for a little bit. We will be right back. And when we return, we will also mention a few words about the 1959 Cadillac Miller Hearst named Etco 1.
Aaron Clements for Napa Auto Care Center.
Regular maintenance is the key to getting the most out of your vehicle, but you shouldn't have to sacrifice trust and peace of mind when finding a repair center for your automobile. Napa Auto Care Centers are built around a high-quality standard whereby independent repair business owners are invited to join based on integrity, qualifications, and expertise. That's how Napa Auto Care ensures that you get the best-in-class service that you deserve. From routine maintenance to major repairs, you are covered with ASC-certified technicians who use high-quality Napa parts and provide exceptional work that you can feel confident about, knowing it's backed by a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. With the largest network of independent technicians in the U.S., a Napa Auto Care Center is sure to be near wherever you may be.
Thanks, Aaron. For a list of Napa Auto Care centers near you, go to napaautocare.com or dial 1-800-LET-NAPA.
What's the smart way to buy a nice used car, Aaron?
You have two routes that you can go, Sherry. You can decide what you want and what you plan to spend. Then you can hit the internet to find a car, take your weekend or time off work, and go look for the car, and then hope that the person who's selling the car is honest and that the title is good, because once you buy it, you are on your own. The second way, my personal favorite, is to trust an honest and dependable professional who has been in the automobile business for over 30 years. And instead of spending your weekend looking at cars, you can ask your used car advisor to find a vehicle that you really want. If he doesn't already have it in stock, then you confidently buy the car from Philip Hawkins at Philip Hawkins Motor Company. Call 803-593-5990 or visit their showroom at 2000 Jefferson Davis Highway in Graniteville, South Carolina. For more information, go to hawkinsmc.com.
Thanks, Aaron. I'll call Philip Hawkins today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us right here on the CNC Auto Show, hosted by Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney, two ASC certified master technicians who believe in helping you make your car run better and last longer while saving you money and having fun, all at the same time. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes.
Aaron, I know you get a kick out of letting our listeners know where they can find a great Napa Auto Care Center, so tell us about one here in the Midlands.
Here's what I know everyone will like, JR. It's Three Man Auto Service. They are located at 1215 Rosewood Drive in Columbia. Three Man Auto Service has the right equipment and training to perform all major and minor repairs on your car, truck, van, or SUV. That includes everything from a basic oil change and lube on up to a computer system diagnostic test. And if you have a diesel engine that is in need of repairs or maintenance, Three Man Auto Service is the place to go. As a Napa Auto Care Center, they feature ASC certified automotive technicians and offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on most repairs. That's Three Man Auto Service, 1215 Rosewood Drive in Columbia. The number to call is 803-748-0932, and tell them Aaron sent you.
That's 803-748-0932.
The following program was pre-recorded.
Let's head back down to Aaron and JR at the CCB studio.
And we are back with you with the CNC Auto Show. The Etco 1, a 59 Cadillac Miller Hearst, was the name of the Ghostbusters vehicle. It was a one-of-a-kind. The entire production crew was extremely nervous about anything happening to it. The car actually broke down once on the Manhattan Bridge while it was filming. And that was a very iconic car. Okay, John Ryan, who will we be talking to?
Aaron, let's go over to Richard.
Hello, Richard. Welcome to the CNC Auto Show.
Good morning, and appreciate your show.
Appreciate you calling.
Yes, sir. I got a 06 ML500 Mercedes, and I've taken it a couple of times in to see what's going on. But when I stop at a stoplight or just stop, it for about 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, it sits there lunging. And I kind of don't know where to go from here.
Richard, you said you've looked at. Have they found anything conclusive? Did they not get it to act up, or what did they mention?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it to them that I think it does it mostly when it's warm, so maybe they haven't let it warm up enough. But they said it doesn't show anything on the computer. So
I have an idea. Something come to me. All right, here's what is a possibility. All right, now, do the brakes feel completely normal on there? Are you having any kind of unusual or any different feel on the brakes?
Not as I know of. I hadn't paid that close attention, but I will.
The reason I say that is sometimes if the brake booster were to, as you put on brakes and you press on the brakes, if the brake booster had to refill itself, in other words, you're taking a lot of the vacuum out of the brake booster when you use it, and then it's pulling vacuum out of the engine to refill that brake booster, that's about the time it would take, would be about 4, 5, 6 seconds to you don't call it refill, the re-empty. Build up more vacuum inside the brake booster, and that'll pull the vacuum away from the engine for about that time frame. Now, this can be tested, but you have to be careful doing it. Of course, you can peach off the emergency brake hose.
Spell that.
Peach. That's a technical term, but you can do that and see if the problem goes away. See if when you put on brakes and you stop, if it stops lunging. And then the other thing that you may be able to do is try it sitting still first. Be sitting there with the engine running, and then hit the brakes and see if the engine runs a little rough for just a second and then smooths back out. And if it does that sitting still, then you'll know that may be the problem.
I lean in a similar direction, Aaron. Richard, how many miles does this vehicle have?
It's about 130.
130, so not bad at all. I can think of two things. Of course, obviously, carbon buildup.
Oh, that's a good one.
At idle. A lot of those vehicles, the higher end, that vehicle has high compression. Carbon builds up in that throttle body, and of course, that's what allows the vehicle to idle. At idle, it bypasses the throttle plate, and when the throttle plate and the idle air control valve get a bit of carbon buildup on them, it can restrict the minimum airflow, and typically that shows up at either really, really cold or really, really hot. And what happens is, of course, it's not idling, it's not getting the amount of minimum airflow that it requires at idle, and it can cause, if it's that surging or hunting type idle, that's kind of a simple remedy, and if it's got 130,000 miles on it anyways, you will not be wasting money by doing a service like this. But to do, and of course, I'm sure where you're located, you can find a shop that has BG products. Do a BG carbon clean, and what that does, it chemically removes all the deposits and the carbon from the throttle plate. Of course, it goes on into the intake, it goes down through the cylinder heads, through the back of the valves, top of the pistons, and on out the exhaust, and it eliminates all the deposits. And of course, if it's clean, then it has that normal airflow that it needs, and it very well could fix that problem.
And Richard, I'm gonna have to change mine around. I'm gonna say John Ryan's is much more likely than the brake booster.
Aaron's is possible. Mine's more.
Yeah, mine. I was really reaching out there, really neat, trying to look for something good.
Yeah.
But John Ryan mentions is more likely.
BG is a product that, of course, it's a three-part chemical in that case. It's basically a cleaner that goes into it. They actually call it an apparatus, which is just a fancy word for it. But it's this machine that's pressurized, and it actually fogs this chemical in front of the throttle body. Of course, that's where the incoming air comes. And it's a two-part chemical in that apparatus, as they call it, and it fogs it. Of course, it chemically removes that. Basically, it cleans the entire carbon or the intake system of carbon, and of course, the chemical obviously deteriorates the carbon, and it's able to burn out through the exhaust. It's a procedure where, again, you rev it up to about 1,500 RPMs. That chemical is drawn in through the intake manifold, and it's a really good service. Here at the shop, most shops do this also. They clean the mass airflow, which is a sensor that monitors the incoming air. And it's one of my favorite services, simply just because it gives it that instant power back.
Power back and improves the fuel mileage also.
Yeah.
What is that? What does that normally run?
I would say around most shops. Now, this price could vary somewhere in the 155 to 165 range, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And again, with 130,000 miles, I promise you, it's not wasting money. It needs it, especially on a higher compression engine.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, hope that fixes it. If it does, let us know.
Yeah, I sure will.
If it doesn't, blame Aaron or buy a booster.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
We appreciate the call.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay, John Ryan, I don't think we got time to go to another caller, but what we will do is we will go ahead and cover some of the other cars.
All right.
We'll cover the Mutt Cuts van is from the movie Dumber and Dumber. Underneath those shaggy ears and all the fur is actually a 1984 Ford Econoline van. And the AM, FM radio and cassette player and air conditioner are the only comfort items that van had, which is not that much of a loaded down vehicle. Okay, then we will also cover that
van was pretty awesome, by the way.
One? Oh, it was?
Yeah.
All right.
They sailed it in a scene, too. It had to have got 20 foot of air.
We'll cover the Mirthmobile, which was a 76 AMC Pacer. And that was in the movie Wayne's World. AMC produced Pacers between 75 and 80. The No Frills base model only had about 90 horsepower. And there was a V8 option for the Pacer. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever seen a Pacer with a V8.
I haven't. They were pretty fast.
They
really were.
Because that's a very small little vehicle.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've known that. However, due to the fuel crisis, they were not in much demand. And let's face it, the Pacer was built for economy. And also, we will cover.
I thought it was built by accident.
Yeah, we'll cover one more. Nash Bridges featured a 71 Plymouth Barracuda. 5 cars played the 71 Hemi Cuda. 4 were actual Barracuda convertibles built between 70 and 71, while the 5th was a 1973 coupe converted to a ragtop, and none of them had Hemi engines. Instead, they had 318, 360 engines and new Mopar Performance crate motors were in all of those vehicles. So that's kind of nice. I tell you what, I do want to mention one more. The in the Classic Series, their ride was an early 60s vintage Corvette convertible, and the car replaced annually by the show's sponsor, General Motors. Although the show was filmed in black and white, most fans assumed the car was red, and red was macho. So they thought
what
it was
show is that?
This was Route 66.
Oh, okay, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. And it was a great show about a Corvette. Okay, we are just about out of time. We are ready to go, and our trip went by really quick. We appreciate you riding with the CNC Auto Show, and we will see you again next week.
I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last. And they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.